This video will be a behind the scene video about this short animation that I've made. If you happen to somehow stumble upon this video before the animation, then I suggest watching the animation first. The link will be in the description and the card above and the comment below. So this was my final for 2D animation class in second year university. The assignment was to make a short animation that's around 1 to 2 minutes long. I had about 1 month to work on it. It could either be grayscale or color, and it has to be done in Photoshop. I don't really like Photoshop, but I had to. If you come here expecting to learn about how I actually animate, how you draw and put colors in and all those, check this video instead. How I animate it all in Photoshop. This video is more about what I went through. How long did this take? What did I do every week? So the first week was the professor explaining the assignment. So because the assignment was having to make a short animation, before this assignment, I already imagined about what different animation I wanted to make. So the premise of the story is basically that. Girl look at boy, went to sleep dreaming about him. Turn out he confessed to her while she was sleeping. And then she caught him on the act. Happy ending! Wow, what a crazy amazing story that was. Ugh, never thought before. Original take. Okay, it's not that good. But it worked, so I went with it. I don't have much time to decide on this story, okay? It was only a month. I had to choose like a story I had think of before, and this is like the only thing that I came up with. So I just had to went with this, even though it's kind of embarrassing. So the second week, I show up with the animatics and the character design. And I made the animatics right away because I was worried that I couldn't finish the rest of the thing on time. And then they look at the animatics and they're like, oh, this is okay. It's okay. It wasn't bad. It was good. Alright, it worked. However, how come she was looking at him out the window and he was on the ground playing soccer or something? And then she went to sleep and somehow he managed to teleport in front of her looking at her. That's kind of weird. I think you should just make them be in the same environment instead of switcheroo like this. And I was like, yeah, makes sense. I'll do just that. So I changed the animatics a little, and the next week, the week 3, I fixed the animatics. I show it to the professor. They're like, yeah, okay, just do it. Yeah, it's on fine. You don't have much time anyway. And then I also managed to finish the background scene on Maya 3D model because I do not want to draw a classroom by hand. Perspectives is hard and I am not a forte at it because at the same time I was learning 3D modeling from a different class. All I knew was how to make a square, make the square longer, make the square bigger, move the square, rotate the square. Boop, 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 boop. And somehow I was like, yeah, that's good enough knowledge to make a very simple classroom polygon that's not rendered because I didn't know how to render at the time. I am not that good at 3D modeling, but what I did was I made this classroom model thingy and then I screenshotted it and then I imported all those screenshots into my iPad and draw with Procreate because I do not want to use Photoshop. I drew over the 3D background, so it all looked 2D and it's not 2D combined with 3D, which is infamous for not looking very good. I do prefer the 2D look. With this method, I don't need to worry about making a correct perspective and everything look better this way anyway. I know I should practice perspective, but that's... I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it someday, probably. Anyway. Since the first 3 weeks, I spent time on concept, animatic, and background preparations. I only had 3 weeks remaining to work on the animation, and there were around 24 shots in total. So divided by 3, that's like 8 scenes per week, and divided that by 7, which is how many days there are in a week. That's basically kinda 1.5 scenes per day. At that time, I also had 3 different classes that I had to do at the same time. But at that time, it was co-ed, aka online learning. that means I do not have to spend time traversing from dorm to university. All I had to do is wake up, eat, work, sleep. The other class that I had to work at the same time was 3D modeling. So in the end, this is what I made for final for 3D modeling. And then I also had digital production where I had to work on this. So we had to make a story, make a color script for it, character design, yada yada. The professor told me, hey, you've been drawing a lot of this type of style. Now, no, not gonna judge it much or anything. We're not as cruel as the previous professors. But you should go outside your comfort zone and try something different. I was like, alright, I'm gonna try something different. How about a horror theme? So I went with it. It didn't look so good, so I didn't really post it anywhere. I mean, I just don't know how to draw scary looking things. That's not my forte. That's definitely not my forte. Then there was storytelling class where the final is to create an animatics around 5 minutes long. And this is the animatics. A little tidbit of it. I'm not gonna show the whole video because it's a bit too long for this video. But I will have an unlisted video of it in the description. So if you are curious, you can go check it out there. Amongst all the projects that you see, it's obvious which one my effort lies in the most. Yes, it's this one. It's this one. Because it's the one that is in my comfort zone. I've been practicing for this one moment where I get to use all my abilities to draw animation. So what happened was just drawing. Just basically it. You need a lot of concentration. But the thing that was hurting my head at the time was not this animation in particular. It was actually the horror one that I had to make. So while I was basically drawing the animation, I was lamenting like, I can't do this. How do you make people fear things? I don't want to fear things myself. I'm a wimp. Something like that. So that was where my stress went to. And yeah, since all of it was happening within a month, this is basically what my day looked like, or like what my week, or like basically this is the whole thing of how I kind of look like. And this wasn't even my hardest time in the university, because year 1 we had to learn traditional drawing, which that was harder. But looking back, I don't know. Like right now, I completely forgot how to work hard. I just like the thought of having to work on 5 different things at once hurts my head. Animatics. I made the animatics using RoughAnimator app on the iPad. Usually, storyboard should be made first. However, due to the time limit, I hastily skipped the step. Don't be like me. For the animatics, I started off by searching for the soundtrack that I think would suit the story that I was making. I did that because I wanted to make the moments in the story match with the sound. Also, for where I found the soundtrack, I basically just all come from this one YouTube channel, which is Dova Syndrome. They have a bunch of non-copyrighted, really good soundtrack in there. It got everything, except I can't read Japanese, so I just go to the website and just confusingly Google, help me out. Anyway, after finishing the animation, I yoink all the animation in together. Bloop bloop bloop, put the sound in. Either way, here comes the last part, storytelling and how did I come with the story. I am not very confident in my story writing skills, in a sense that I don't know much about this world. I don't know much about people. I don't even have that much friends. So I do not have much info. And when you lack info, you can't really make good imagination. So basically my tip is to look at real life and then make a story based on that as well. Tip or one model that I go by ever since I was young. This one model is what made my story a lot better for me personally, is what I said just now. Make a story personal. That's the only tip that I guess I can give. Basically, make something that's personal to you, in a sense that it's something that you genuinely like. It can be like a, like a guilty pleasure or something. Just do not be embarrassed about what you like. Be honest with what you would love to see and make that comes true. Believe that someone else will like it as well. Thank you for watching. All supports will be greatly appreciated. I'll be graduating soon. Hopefully, unless I repeat grade because I fail. Surely that's not gonna happen, right? If I do actually graduate, I'm planning to take around a year off to work on YouTube and comics. It's really risky. I will probably not succeed. But I will regret if I don't at least try. Sorry about my voice. I recorded this before. Turned out I was using a wrong mic and I had to record it again. So now my voice is all hurting and I kind of sound weird. However, on the flip side, because my voice is hurting, I actually sound normal. Because if I sound normal, in a sense that if I'm being me, I sound like a very weirdly enthusiastic but not very enthusiastic person who always cracking their sound. So now that my throat is hurting, I actually might sound more normal. In a normal. Sorry, what am I saying? I'm gonna go to sleep now. See you. Bye.